Does PSG dare lose a title to a camera lens? Can Dortmund cook? What are we saying about City and Arsenal? Could Pep somehow take your boys Arteta down, or is our Arsenal actually going to live in a quad? And how can we survive in the world in a quad? Talk about Serie, and in La Liga, things are looking a little differente. Football Weekly. Let's talk about it. So let's first go into League. Let's first go into League On, man. League On. So let me just remember, guys. If you want to jump to the leagues or whatever, the bookmarks are right below. So if you go onto the timeline, you can skip to whichever league you want to go to. If you want to watch the whole video, watch the whole video. If you want to skip to a specific league, just use the bookmarks below on the timeline to skip to a specific league. So, Liga, guys, that is not AI. That is not artificial intelligentsia. Guys, somehow, some way, a camera lens at top of the freaking table. So over the weekend, Lens beats Paris FC 5-0. I bet you Paris FC just rolled over because they knew that it would mean that they would get ahead of their rivals PSG. And I believe so on Friday, PSG lost 3-1 to Reims. 3-1 L. Look, it's only a point. My money's still on Lens, but there have been questions over PSG so far this season. But the very fact that, and even look at Lens right now, so they've lost four games, but they've only drawn once. So it's all those draws that PSG have had, which is pretty crazy. But let's be real, they've lost 4 games, but they've actually won the most games. They've won the most games. Look at the GD. So they've scored 42, but they've conceded 17. So they have the best defensive record in the league. Second is obviously PSG, but I think that's what has been key for them, obviously, has just been their defense. Having the best defensive record and scoring 42 Gs ain't so bad. It ain't so freaking bad. And Man City have the second best offensive record. So look, I think it's super impressive what Lens are doing. And for me, this is what I'll say. Because you look at, like, I think it was Lille back in the day with your boy Jonathan David, who won it, but that's a racist coach. If Lens win this would be even bigger than Lille because PSG have gotten even stronger. They're coming off the back of winning a freaking treble. And with their spending power and their squad talent, if Lens are to win this, it would be one of the greatest victories ever in a league title. When you just consider what PSG is, the might of PSG compared to your boy Lens. So when do they play each other? That's what I want to know. So let me look at PSG. So they play them away on the 12th of April. So 38, 37, 36, 35. So week 33 is when they play them. So that could be huge. So obviously I think they played Marseille twice. So they have Lyon at home. So that's going to be a key game. That's going to be a key game. So they are home to Monaco. I think also they also play Monaco as well in the Champions League as well. So look, my money's on PSG to win. They should win. They better win. If Lens do this, it would be a monumental achievement. I'll say that right now. If these guys are to do this, it would be an absolute monumental achievement. Guys, I know he's a domestic abuser. We saw what he did, but I'm here to talk football. This guy is on 14 goals. And how many assists does he have? So four assists and 14, because this guy has 14 Gs. This dude has 14 freaking Gs. Do they show the penalties? So 5 penalties. 5 penalties. So he's got like 9 goals from open play. 9 goals from open play. So look, man, the guy has been a hit, and he's easily been one of the best players in the league. He's not going to be picked for England. I know he's going to be picked for England. Domestic tax, the tax of PR and everything. But he's been balling us for Marseille. Not enough for them to win this league. I think they're already out of the league already. Like look, they're What's 12 points off the top is done. It's not going to happen. So shout out to Lons, but again, they're making this interesting. But again, I triple dare PSG to lose to Lons. I triple dare these dudes. So let's go over to the Bundesliga, shall we? So let's go over to the Bundesliga. So let me put a little marker there. So the Bundesliga, it's still 6 points. It's still 6 points. Now, at this stage of the season, so these guys have, I think they've got 12 more games to go because I think it's 34. I don't know whether it's 34 or 32. So maybe 34 games that they have. So my thing is this: is that look, yes, it's 34. Yes, it's so they have 12 games to go. So 12 games to go, 6 points. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's a 2-game swing. That is nothing. 2 games or 5 draws. That's not nothing. That's if it was a regular league. So let's say if it was Real Madrid, Barca, 6 points with 12 games to go. Oh, anything could happen. It's open season. But we're dealing with Dortmund. Let's actually look at how Dortmund have actually been doing. So so ever since they drew 3-3 with Frankfurt on the 9th of January, it's been W. So they're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game winning streak. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Last match they had was a freaking 4-piece, 4-0. Who's even scoring for these guys, man? Guirassy is growing crazy. I actually want to see how many goals Guirassy scores. So I think for Bayern, what really messed up for Bayern? That lost to Augsburg. I think that's lost to Augsburg after them up. And they lost to Augsburg at the crib. So basically, not only did they lose to Augsburg at the crib, that actually stopped like their crazy unbeaten run in the league. It's just so crazy. You would think that this Bayern team would definitely go unbeaten, just like the Leverkusen team. It just goes to show that despite all the great, amazing Bayern teams, I don't think any Bayern team is actually going to be unbeaten like the Leverkusen team. I'm not putting my faith in Dortmund. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. So, how many goals does Guirassy have? So Guirassy is on 11 Gs. It's 11 Gs. Oh, hold up. That is crazy. So Luis Diaz is on 13 Gs. So Bayern Munich have the top assister and the 2 top goal scorers in this team. That's insanity, bro. 26 goals. 26 goals is stupid. So they have the 2 top goal scorers and 2 of the top 3 assisters are from Bayern in both Olise and Diaz. Bro, how Bayern have completely colonized this league this season is insane. But despite all that, in how Bayern are leading in all the statistics, and these guys have scored. Guys, Bayern Munich have scored 82 goals. like, let me say it again clearly for the kids at the back. So, the team that has scored the second most goals are both Hoffenheim and Dortmund, both with 47 goals. Bayern Munich have scored 82 goals. That is almost 40 goals more than the next dudes. It is what these guys are doing offensively is insane. Because what is so weird is that just based on how good Bayern are, you'd think they'd be much further ahead than 6 points. It just goes to show that Dortmund's consistency. Dortmund have just been stupidly crazy consistent. So Leipzig are 5th. I'm just looking at other teams. Hey, shout out to obviously Cologne. Because when I went to Germany to see your boy Mo K, I had to go via Cologne to go to Bonn. Bro, Werder Bremen. Remember Werder Bremen? Who was the guy that used to play for them? Diego, the Brazilian player, who then moved to Thingy, and also Ozil came from Werder Bremen as well, I believe. Shout out to those guys. So look, well done, Dortmund. Being consistent, but if you think for 1 millisecond I'm going to take this guy seriously of winning Bundesliga, you're out of your mind. It's not happening. But let's see what they do. Let's see what these freaking guys do. If Bayern don't win this league and they lose to this Dortmund, Lord in heaven. All right, where should we go? So let's go to the Premier League. I think let's over to the EPL. So EPL, because I always go to La Liga. So in the EPL right now, what are we saying? So it's the Arsenal top with 57 points, City 53 points, Villa 50 points. So that Arsenal draw really has made things interesting. It's made things interesting. So it's now 4 points. It's now 4 points. And I'm speaking to Arsenal fans right now. My uncle's an Arsenal fan, and everybody's pretty much crashing out. They're almost trying to crash out, saying that, oh my gosh, we're screwed, we're messed up, what's going to happen? And I still believe Arsenal will win. I don't want anybody to even mention Arsenal. Don't you dare mention those guys. I still believe Arsenal going to win, but it's looking sketchy right now. Like things are getting slightly interesting. And if you look at the fixtures, so look, I mean, for me, Villa, stop it. It's not going to happen. And so I feel that there's a cutoff. So there's City, Arsenal. That's one section. Then it's I still feel Villa will be pulled into that because I want to think that there's another section which is Villa, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, which is who's going to get those 5 spots there. But I say that though, I think Villa are almost like in limbo because you could say because Arsenal. Okay, so United are 5 points. So because Chelsea and United drew and Villa won, Villa now is now have 5 points on United, 6 points on Chelsea. And because Arsenal drew, Villa are now 7 points off of Arsenal. So yes, they're closer to United than they are to Arsenal, but they're a lot more closer to City than everyone else because they're only 3 points behind Man City, who are in second. So Villa are sort of in that limbo space. But guys, Villa are not winning no freaking league title, bro. Like, let's stop it. It's not happening. Like that's just not realistic. Look, for Arsenal, I know they're panicking. Wolves, that has to be a W. I'm sorry, that's it. For me, I'm not taking that seriously. It's the worst team in the league. Wolves away, Arsenal win. And I think the Wolves game is a perfect reaction to that draw against Brentford. You see, the issue with the Tottenham game is if that was Thomas Frank's Tottenham, that's a dub. The issue is a new manager bounce. Igor Tudor, who knows what he's going to do? And who knows how Tottenham are going to approach that game? It's a North London derby. It's a new manager bounce. That now becomes tricky. And then you've got the game against Big Bro. Then you've got the game against Big Bro. And Arsenal have an amazing record against Big Bro. They're going to be heavy favorites, or who knows? But I still think that if Arsenal are serious about winning the league, Wolves are trash. Tottenham have been trash. Good record against Chelsea. Should be beating Brighton. Everton at the crib. Bournemouth at the crib. Those should all be wins. Those should all be wins. The hardest game is Chelsea. That's the hardest game. All those other games should be W's. All those games should be W's, and then you've got to the big one, which is of course Man City away. So, and if you look at Man City, so Newcastle at the crib, then it's Leeds away. So Newcastle, that should be W. Leeds away, Forest at the crib. Now Forest have that bomb as Lulu's. That's going to be an easy W. West Ham away, that's going to be a W. Palace at the crib. So if you're looking at City's hardest game is the Chelsea game. That's the hardest game. See, Leeds is tricky. Leeds away could be tricky, but Newcastle, Forest, West Ham, Palace, that should be W's. So the real tough one is Chelsea away, and then it's the Arsenal game. So I think Arsenal have the easier run of games. Arsenal have the easier run of games because Leeds and Chelsea could be tricky. That's it. Just Leeds and Chelsea could be tricky. And if this was 2019, 2018 Man City, these are all W's. I won't even think these are all W's. But in 2026, post scratches, post Victor Zaz, Pep, I can't guarantee you these all being W's. I'm sorry, I can't guarantee they'll all being W's. So it's basically for Arsenal, I'm looking at that Tottenham game. Basically Wolves. I'm not even. I'm ignoring the Wolves game. Like Wolves, I'm ignoring that. I think Everton, basically Everton, and Bournemouth. That's a W. Brighton, yeah, that'll be a W. The one I'm looking at is that Tottenham game, and see the Tottenham and the Chelsea game. Those are the two games for us. Where Tottenham new manager bounce. Tottenham are trash. What does an Igor Tudor Tottenham look like? They may not be a new manager bounce. I'm just saying, if there is no new manager bounce, Arsenal will destroy those three guys because Tottenham are terrible. Tottenham are 18th based on just their home record. Um, and then it's big bro, but big bro who for some reason have forgotten how to beat a little bro. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. Um, because what's that? It's 12. Yeah, again, 12 games to go. 12 games to go. Basically, 12 games. See, remember this is different from the Bundesliga right now. 12 games to go, 4 points gap, and the team behind is Man City. That's tricky. See, if that was Dortmund, yeah, okay. Yeah, City have been tricky, they've been inconsistent. It's a guy who's won 6 and 7, 4 in a row, and is going to be one of the best league managers of all time. And it's telling me that guy, a potential domestic goat, a domestic abuser, okay, no, not that, but domestic goat is 4 points behind with 12 games to go. But this is real. So the pressure's on Arsenal. But the fixtures favor Arsenal. But specifically, the fixtures favor them before we now get into um the when they face each other, Man City against your boys there. So look, man, but everything else there, like, and as far as the top five go, you see, Liverpool have now closed that gap. So after that win that Liverpool had, it's now 2 points behind Chelsea and 3 points behind Man United. So that's race for the fifth spot, for the top five spot, is going to be very tricky. And I still believe that even if Villa are going to come down in that spot very soon. I think they're going to come down. Actually, what fixtures do we have? Let me see what Big Bro has. Come on, bro. Burnley, Arsenal. Okay. You see, after that should be a win. Like that should be an easy win. Then those are the two tough games. Lillbro away, Villa away. And then from there, Newcastle, Everton. Yeah. Basically, this is where it gets this. So this is it's actually, you know what? This is some top fixtures because it's Everton away. So the easiest fixtures here is Burnley and Newcastle. But it's Arsenal, it's Villa, it's Everton away, it's Man City, it's Carrick United. But we've got to find a way to win. Whatever it is, we've got to find a way to win because either we win the UCL or we're in that UCL next year. So Liam, you better know your damn role and get us in that UCL next year. Liverpool, just what Liverpool have. Forest. Wow, Liverpool have easy games. Liverpool have very easy games. Like their next toughest game, realistically, is United. So look at that. So Forest, West Ham. So literally their next three games are like the three worst teams of the league. So Forest, West Ham, Wolves. Then they have Tottenham at home. Brighton, okay, Fulham. Then the Merseyside derby. Then Palace at the crib, and then United. Those are pretty easy fixtures. And what about your boys United? So United, Everton away, Palace, Newcastle away. So now it's getting a bit tricky for them. Then it's Villa, Bournemouth away, Leeds. So I think the harder games, but remember for United, it's one game a week. It's one game a week. So they have a lot of rest time for this game. Because remember, Villa are in Europe, Newcastle are in Europe. So, but for United, yeah, Everton. You see, after that draw against West Ham, maybe things will now come down a level because, bro, they actually had a really good run. Look at that. So Carrick beats Arsenal, beats Fulham, beats Tottenham. Then that draw against West Ham, which was uncharacteristic, you know. But yeah. So look, Arsenal, no need to panic. Well, no need to panic, but be wary. This is what I'll say to you. If Arsenal, um, so if Arsenal don't get 3 points against Wolves, the game has changed. So that listen to me right now. Hear me and hear me well. If Arsenal don't get maximum points against Wolves, sound the alarm. Sound the damn alarm. So Haaland, 22 Gs. Ooh, shout out to Bruno Fernandes, bro. Shout out to Bruno Fernandes, 12 assists. Oh, 12 assists. And shout out to Igor Thiago, 17 goals. But again, look at that for see, it just shows that there was a guy drill for all. So the guy that they just bought in January, after drilling for all, is now the third top scorer in Semenya. Pep wants that title, bro. Pep wants that damn title. All right, let's go and look at La Liga. I thought Arbeloa was finished. Guys, 60 points to Real Madrid, 58 points to Barcelona. Guys, I mean, it is what it is, bro. That's not CGI. That's not something that's you've not seen before. It is what it is. It is what it is there. So say what you want now. We have ourselves a title race, bro. Guys, we have ourselves a title race. Shout out to Atletico Madrid, bro. Who have just been absolutely trashed. So for Barcelona, I think because we said this before in the last week, they were on a great run. So look at this. So when they lost to Real Madrid at El Clasico, they just went on an insane run where they won every single game, not a single draw. Went on an insane winning run. And then they lost to Real Sociedad, which was uncharacteristic. It was like, bro, that's just what made things weird. And then they lost to Girona. So I think so obviously it's those two. But I think specifically, because before the loss to Girona, they were like on a 3-game winning run. So what's that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They were on a 9-game winning run before the loss to Sociedad. So that's like, bro, like if winning 9 games in a row, then you lose to Sociedad, it's like, oh, this is obviously you're eventually going to lose sometime, but it was still shocking for them to take that L. And you look at Real Madrid again, insult Arbeloa all you want. So obviously the Albuquerque thing was crazy, but these guys have been on a crazy winning run. So ever since the loss to Celta Vigo at the crib, because I can't really remember when Alonso took over, but it's just been win, 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 and these guys have gone on an insane winning run. So they're on what? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-game winning run. They're on an 8-game winning run, which has been huge. So next, so they have Osasuna away, Getafe, Celta Vigo away, your boys Elche, and of course, then they have the Madrid derby. So for Barca, Levante, shout out to Levante, Villarreal, Bilbao away, then Sevilla at the crib, and then they've got Atleti. Remember, they have Atleti in the Copa del Rey. Look, the way this is going, it can go either way. It can go either way, and I think for me, right, this is easily the most fascinating title race right now. So if I'm looking at all of the leagues, because we're not repping Dortmund, Lens ain't doing nothing, bro. Let's relax. Okay, EPL, okay, that could be slightly interesting. But for this though, it is still Arbeloa, a guy that says he does use tactics. Are they going to win every single game from now to the end of the season? For Barcelona, if Hansi Flick can just sort out that defense and can get Koundé to stop stripping in front of other people, we know those guys can score crazy goals. Because again, look at that. Barca, they're on 64 goals. 64 goals, well ahead of everyone else. They've scored what? 11 more goals than Real Madrid. So offensively, these guys can say what's up. Offensively, these guys can say what's up. The issue though is just the defense. Because look at that. Um, so they've considered 25 goals. And the best defense is Real Madrid. Real Madrid who've considered 19. They've considered only one goal less than Villarreal. And Atleti have a better defensive record than these freaking dudes. And they've only conceded 2 goals less than Celta Vigo. So, again, defensively, they're just not good. And I think what's led down Barca is their defense. Like defensively, they've been terrible because, wait, let me look at last season. They got 102 goals last season. So think about it. Last season, they conceded 39 goals. In the whole of last season, they conceded 39 goals. And they've already conceded 25 goals. And we have so far 14 games to go. So 14 games to go, and they've already conceded 25 goals. Look, I don't know who's going to win this league. Because at a point, it seemed, Real are looking good. Then Barca came with a huge winning run. And now, Real now went on a winning run. Barca lost to Sociedad, lost to Girona. And now, Real are now ahead by 2 points. This can easily change. So, right? So for me, this is the most exciting title race. It's easily the most exciting title race out there. Yeah, and shout out to your boy Mbappe. Mbappe's still on 23 Gs. Ferran Torres on 12 Gs. Your boy. So nobody's on double digits in terms of assists. And your boy Yamal with the highest rating. And I know Jasmine Jafar and Lamine Lamal and everything because he missed the penalty. And look, it is what it is. When you're so good and you're arguably the best player in the world, it comes with the criticism. You've got to take the praise with the criticism because you could say he's young, he's a teenager, but it comes with the territory. And I think, unfortunately, he just has to deal with the pressure. He just has to deal with that pressure. So it's close. It's close. And of course, remember, we are all roads lead to the big game on the 10th of May. So 38, 37, 36, all roads lead to the 10th of May. And basically, what I want, basically, put it this way, no matter what, by the time we get there, I don't think the gap will be more than like 4 points. It will change. It will change. These guys will drop points here and there. It will change. But I think these guys will be a lot more consistent. So, but what I want just for the viewer is it's close. So it's close enough where that game is going to mean something. That game is going to mean something. Because Barca on the last day they have to they face Valencia the last day, and who do Madrid face? They're home to Athletic Bilbao. So look, gone to my head, a nuclear word to my head. Who wins this? No idea. No, generally no idea. Like Arsenal, you have a strong feeling. Bayern, you have a strong feeling. PSG, you have a strong feeling. I generally have no idea because at any point Real could lose a game and drop points. At any point Barca could lose a game and drop points. This is what makes it so interesting, this league title. But if Arbeloa waltzes in after all the abuse, all the insults, and the uproar and the narrative of Real are going to go trophyless back to back, and he somehow pulls this off, there's going to have to be a lot of triple space apologies. A lot of triple space apologies that have to happen. All right, so finally, let's see what's happening in the Serie A. So, Inter, huge win. Controversial win. Controversial win with that whole Kalulu red card. But Milan have 2 games in hand. So if Milan win their 2 games in hand, they're 2 points behind Inter. So which is why it was so if Inter had dropped points there, Milan could have potentially maybe even usurped them. So if Milan win these 2 games in hand, they go to 59 points. and now be only 2 points behind Inter. And the key thing is this. So if you look at Milan's games, so as Milan beat Pisa. So they have Como. So they have Como at home, Parma at home, Cremonese away. Then it's the big one, which is the Milan derby. So if Milan can win those 3 games, then that Milan derby could be a key potential moment in the title race, a huge moment in the title race. And so for Inter Milan, what do we say for Inter Milan? So Lecce away, Genoa at the crib, and then they've got the Milan derby. So I think probably will let me be so wait, hold on. Wait, 1, 2. Hold up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, no. So they'll still have a game in hand. So Milan will still have a game in hand against your boys. So look. Napoli are out of it. Like, stop it. Napoli are not doing anything. Like, what? They're 11 points. So I'm a moron. Sorry, I'm a moron. I think it must be seeing things. Okay, let's just rewind that. Okay. No. Milan have 1 game in hand. So if Milan win their game in hand, they're on 56. So 57, 58, 59, 60, so 61. So if they win that game in hand, they're still 5 points behind Inter. Sorry, I was being stupid. Yeah, I was being stupid. So no, they only have 1 game in hand. So when they play Inter, they'll be squared up. So if they beat Inter, then they'll be 2 points behind Inter. They'll be 2 points behind them. So if Milan win all their games, but if they win all those 3 games and they beat Inter, then they'll be 2 points behind Inter if they do. But then Inter would also have to win all of those games as well. Inter in strong position. Inter in a very strong position. I think Inter win this. Napoli, they're out of it. They're too far off. Like, what's 11 points off? Now they're far off. So those guys in the Juve, Roma, now they're not even in the conversation. I think for Juve and Roma is to try to qualify for the UCL. So trying to get into that top 4 position. So top 4 is between Napoli, Roma, and Juventus, and it's the tie race between 2 teams, Milan and Inter. I'm still going to go for Inter are too strong. Inter are too strong. I'll be shocked if Shivu screws this up. I just think they have the strongest teams, the strongest players, and I just don't think Milan have the quality and the consistency to really say what's up. Shout out to Lautaro Martinez, obviously on 14 goals. DeMarco, 12 assists. Guys, shout out to your boy DeMarco. Double figures of assists. So the guy with second most assists is Nico Paz with 6 assists. So, and I think that's just what makes Inter so strong. So they have the top goal scorer with 14 goals. The next goal scorer is Pulisic with 8 goals. And then you have the top assister in Federico DeMarco. So having the top creator and the top goal scorer, come on, bro. Shiva has no excuse. Shiva has absolutely no excuse not to say what's up and close the damn deal, man. So for me, Inter win this. Like, for me, it's mathematically a title race, but if you know football realistically, Inter in a super strong position and they should easily say what's up, man. So it's what it is, guys. It's been swell. It's been real. And remember, guys, hope you like this. Like the vid. Subscribe if you're new. And guys, I'll see you next week for another football weekly review, giving you that footballing sauce from all around the big major damn leagues. Peace out. Say true. What's up? Next time we'll do the Nigerian Premier League. This is what it's one love.